What's up, everyone? It is Tom with Taja Astrology, and I want to welcome you to Astrologically Speaking. All right, glad to have you here, glad to have you back. And if this is your first time with Taja Astrology, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I want to thank you all for tuning in, whether you're listening live or if you're listening on the replay. All right. So once again, welcome. So today we're gonna be here for a brief moment. We're gonna talk about the current energies that's going on. A little bit about the Scorpio season. I do have some bonus information, bonus tips for you. We're gonna talk about the importance of learning your astrological uh, blueprint or snapshot. And then I'm going to give some tips on how to find love and what to look for when you are looking for love. Because, the focus for Kajal Astrology is learning yourself so that you can open yourself up to love. Okay? So I do want to implore you to make sure that you follow me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Taja Astrology. We're also on Instagram and X, right? Now, at the bottom, you'll see that I have tajaastrology.com. I am relaunching that. So the site is not up, well, it's not visible where you all can see. So I'm kind of redoing it in the background. So we'll stay tuned for that. But you can be added to the mailing list. And what you want to do, you want to go to tajaastrology@gmail.com, put mailing list in the subject field, and I will add you to the mailing list. So once the site is relaunched, you all will be the first to know. All right, let's see here. And I may, depending on how I'm feeling towards all this information, offer a couple of free love compatibility reading. All right, so it just kind of depends on, there's a lot of energy astrologically going on. It really kind of depends on how I feel and if you all are up to it. So before we get into the show, I'm going to take a quick little love break, and during that time, that's going to give you a chance to subscribe, hit the like button, also to go subscribe to, or follow over at X and then Instagram. All right. It also give you a chance to go get you your liquid libations, whatever you're sipping on, get you some coffee or tea or water or whatever it is that you're sipping on. So I'll be back in just a moment. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Okay, we're back. Hopefully we went ahead and got you something to sip on. I am just sipping on just plain distilled ice water. I do have some red raspberry leaf tea in there, but I think I'm gonna finish this out. I might sip a little tea a little bit later on, but right now it's just nice ice cold water. All right. And you can comment not only what you are sipping on, but what is your zodiac sign, so I can know what energies we have in the house. And for those who know me, y'all know I am a Scorpio. We are in Scorpio season, right? We're going to get a little bit into that because Scorpio season isn't just for Scorpios, it's for everybody because we're all in this collective energy, right? But before we get into Scorpio season, let's talk about the current energies that we have, right? Now, coming up in November, we have a full moon in Taurus, right? And that full moon in Taurus is November 5th, right? So make sure that you mark your calendar for that. You know that full moons are good for releasing energy, right? In Taurus, that would be good for just letting go of things that no longer serve your highest good. So that could be related to money. It could be related to indulgences. It could be related to stubborn issues that might be going on. So November 5th would be a really good time to do if you're going to do any full moon rituals or releasing ritual in that aspect. All right. Then we have the infamous Mercury retrograde. It seems like every time I turn around, Mercury is in retrograde, right? What is it, like 4 times a year? And nothing has changed. So this time, Mercury is going into retrograde November 8th, which is the day after my birthday, right? So happy birthday to me. Mercury will be in retrograde from November 9th to November 29th, right? And so I think by now we all kind of know when Mercury is in retrograde that we can expect some delays, some glitches in our computers, maybe delays in traveling and what have you. And we're going to talk a little bit about Mercury's placement in a little bit. All right. Also, November 22nd. Oh, actually, hold up. Before we get to November 22nd, we have a new moon that is November 20th, right? And so that new moon is going to be in Scorpio, going into Sagittarius, and so there's going to be a good time to do your rituals to usher in new energy, whether that's transformation or just balancing out your affairs, long travel, or things that you want to bring justice on, things that you may have felt that you may have been unjustifiably whatever. That would be a good time to focus on it. All right, and then of course November 22nd we have Sagittarius season. But more than likely, I will do another astrologically speaking, and we'll touch on Sagittarius season. All right, but right now, current energy. Right now, I have said before, and I'll be saying this for a very long time, that overall the collective energy that we're in, that we're all experiencing, is that we're in the age of Aquarius, right? And depending on the astrologers that you talk to, there are still some astrologers out there that say that we're not in the age of Aquarius. You have some that say that we are in the age of Aquarius. And really, at this point, I believe that the astrologers that say that we are not in the age of Aquarius, they just want to be contrary, right? Because everything that Aquarius, the energy of Aquarius stand for is that what we're currently going through now. So to look at the world and everything that's going on and to say, oh, we still aren't in it, to me, I think you're just being just contrary for the sake of being contrary. because what the age of Aquarius stands for is humanity and justice, right? And I have never seen so many riots and protests and all of that, for whatever side of the path that people are standing on, it's a fight for humanity, right? Also, uh, the burst of technology. Technology has been around for a very long time, and maybe it's because of social media, but the constant and intense burst of this technology with the robots and all of that, it is like triple. I think it's going faster than what they even expect. So that's an energy of Aquarius. Then y'all already know we talked about this before. The alien energy, right? People are talking about more than ever. Like there always have been talk about alien life form or people outside of just us. I think it would be kind of arrogant of us to think that we're the only humanities in this big solar system, galaxy, infinity, right? And so, but it just seems like within the last few years, more and more talk have come about, as well as old talks, previous talks, people who have retired from particular uh, branches of the government and NASA and all of that. So that is part of Aquarius energy, as well as, like I mentioned before, robots. It is said that they want to, I guess I don't remember what the year is, but they're planning on having a robot like a maid in every house, which is very interesting because if you are as old as me, you will remember the Jetsons, right? And what was the maid's name? I forgot what the maid's name was, but she was a robot, and all of that was futuristic type of situation, right? Right. And then the energy for the age of Aquarius is just this weird and unusual activities, right? And I think we all can attest that the energy, the overall energy or theme of the age of Aquarius is expect the unexpected. So the most weirdest, the unusual, and that's not to say that weird and unusual things haven't always happened because they have, but it just seems that now it's just amplified, multiplied. So, so keep that in mind with everything that's going on for the next 3,000, 4,000 years. We will be in the age of Aquarius. And so those overall themes are going to be prevalent and they're going to have their highs and their lows as the rest of the planets make their move. Now, right now, the sun is in Scorpio, right? And let me pull my chart up here. Okay, so the sun is in Scorpio. It's about 8-9 degrees, right? And we're deep into the season, the Scorpio season. And this energy, it pulls us like beneath the surface. And right now, many of us are feeling the urge to transform because that's what Scorpio energy does. It transforms. It changes what needs to be changed, even if something has to die in order for that to change, so something new can be born. And that urge to transform, and this could be whether it's emotional, spiritual, or even in relationships, it could be your own movements that you want to transform, or even the relationships. This is the energy that Sun and Scorpio is bringing about as a collective, right? That may hit you differently depending on how your own personal chart is impacted, right? So with this energy, you might find yourself wanting truth over comfort, right? Because if you know any Scorpios would rather have you tell them the truth than to live a sweet lie. right? So truth over comfort, connection over convenience, right? And this energy with Sun and Scorpio is about peeling back the layers and asking what is really real, right? So I'm going to ask you all, and again, this is whether you're listening live or in the playback. Is anybody feeling the need to really go deep, right? And if you do, if you don't feel like chatting, you can drop a fire emoji, right? Especially if you got that feeling that you want to transform, right? And if this need to transform may have gotten you in your feelings, right? But even you might be in your feelings, but you're feeling powerful. We know that the Scorpio energy is crash and burn, and we crash and burn only to rise from the phoenix ashes to come back stronger and better than before. Now, also in the current energy, right? We have the moon, and the moon is in Pisces, right? Watery sign Pisces. And you got the sun in the water sign, and you got the moon in the water sign. And the moon is swimming through the Pisces energy, and that softens everything. So if you've been feeling a little bit more emotional or intuitive, this is all Pisces energy. Um, you've just been kind of spaced out, or your dreams have been very vivid. That's why Pisces, the moon is in Pisces, right? So this energy, it opens your heart and connects you to your spiritual side, right? But it can also blur the lines, the boundary lines, which is also a trait of Pisces, right? And like I said, your dreams, like my dreams have been like I'm watching a movie, right? So this is the perfect time for meditation and journaling and listening to music that helps you release. Now, I personally don't like love songs. I think they're I think they're misleading. But I know that most people do, and if you're in a space where you need to release a relationship, you might want to focus on some songs that give you that power to do that. All right, so let's see what else we got. We got Mercury. Mercury, the sign of communication, is in Sagittarius. There we go, right there. Sagittarius. Okay, so it just entered Sagittarius, so it's at about 2 degrees, maybe 3 degrees. All right, and the sign of communication, the truth teller of the zodiac, right? And what you'll find with this energy is that people are speaking their truth. They're speaking their minds right now, right? And with that Sagittarius energy, it might be a little bit too blunt because we know the Sagittarius energy can bring a little bluntness, some stingers sometimes that you might not be ready for, but is needed. Okay, and also with this is a good time for honest conversation, learning something new, and sharing your truth out loud, right? This is because Mercury and Sagittarius is a jovial planet, right? And so conversations that need to be had, this is a good time for that, right? But what you want to do is just try to remember to be a little bit of compassion, because you're saying it with an intent, but you also have to keep in mind how people are receiving it. Right? So, with that, have you all been feeling the need to say exactly what's on your mind, right? And you just have to get it out. You just have to say it. Well, that's Mercury and Sagittarius, right? All right, so let's go to Venus. Venus is currently in Libra. And that is a beautiful place for Venus to be. Libra is ruled by Venus. And so Venus being the planet of love and attraction, it's moving through Venus, which is his home sign, her home sign. And that is that energy, because Venus is at home, is a beautiful, balanced energy. And with that, it helps us to seek like harmony within relationships, uh, help us who might feel the need to balance our checkbooks, balance our money, uh, as well as find different ways to make money to balance out where there might be a deficit. If you've been thinking about like restoring your peace or reaching out to someone to clear the air, well, this energy says do that. This is the time, right? But just remember, if you want to balance things out and clear the air, it requires honesty, right? Not just keeping the peace. Because what Libra has a tendency to do is to compromise at the expense of their own integrity, because they don't like confrontation. So that Libra energy is going to try to influence you just to keep the peace, but you need to be honest. This is the time to be honest, open and honest, especially in relationships, because Venus is the planet of relationship and Libra is the sign of relationship. So don't sacrifice your integrity or blur the lines of uh, boundaries. Be open and honest. Just do it with love, right? All right. Next, we have Mars. Mars is in Scorpio, and everybody knows that Mars is one of the cold planets that rules Scorpio, right? Mars is a planet of passion and drive, and is at home in Scorpio. So this is a lot of energy. Even though Scorpio is a water sign, it's the fire signs of the water sign, if that makes any sense. So this energy is intense, right? Very deep, uh, very deep, very passionate, and very, like I said, very, very intense, right? And so you're going to have a desire to make moves, power moves, right? You might find yourself in emotional confrontations, especially if you are affected by this Mars and Scorpio. Let's see, it is 28 degrees, so it's getting to be a very critical degree. 29 is a very critical degree. So you really might have a fire up in your tail to get things done or to confront things that might be on your mind. Taking into consideration all of the other things as far as being balanced, being open and honest, trying not to be bluntly, but there are some things that just needs to come out, right? Now, this energy is, you have Mars in energy, is not easy to let go of grudges, right? We all know that with Mars in Scorpio, that energy wants to be in control, but sometimes you gotta let things go, right? Now, I personally don't release grudges, but sometimes you need to just let the energy of the person go, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying, how do I say this? How do I say this while remaining balanced? Uh, not forgetting, not what is it? Forgive and forget, not forgiving, not forgetting, but just letting it go. If that makes sense. All right. So if anybody, whether it's you, whether it's somebody you know, has that don't play with me, don't play with me energy, yeah, that's Mars and Scorpio. All right, so next we got Jupiter. Jupiter is in Cancer at, let's see where we are, 24, 25 degrees, right? And we know that Jupiter is a planet of growth and blessings, and Cancer is a sign of home, family, and emotional nurture, right? So this Jupiter in Cancer brings comfort and protective vibes. It's a reminder that expanding, it doesn't always mean doing more, but sometimes it's about feeling more because that Cancer energy is going to bring the feelings out, right? And y'all might be in your feelings, but that's what this energy brings, right? But sometimes it's okay to feel. Sometimes it's okay to feel. And so this energy is really good for growth through like emotional connections, any type of family healing that needs to take place, and just creating that space that feels like home. That is what the Jupiter and Cancer energy brings. Now we have Saturn in Pisces, and that is at what, 25 degrees. Saturn in Pisces, and we know that Saturn is the parent of the zodiac, right? And Saturn in Pisces, what it does, because Pisces is kind of dreamy eyed, it teaches us to develop emotional boundaries and spiritual discipline, right? Because we know this Pisces energy can be kind of all over the place. But Saturn is very disciplined, very focused, very laser point on things, right? And so this particular transit, it makes you want to take your healing seriously, your spirituality seriously, any boundaries that may have been crossed, taking that seriously. And so with this energy, there is no spiritual bypassing, right? No more running from your emotions or running with your emotions. You're going to sit down, you're going to uh, take a look at things, take account, and you're going to commit to your growth, right? You're going to want that peace, and you're going to want to go do that growth by any means necessary, right? And so with this Saturn in Pisces, because it can be, a lot. Uh, a good affirmation for it is I am building spiritual strength through emotional honesty. Because again, boundaries are very, very important. With Pisces energy, they can become hard. All right, we got next. We got Uranus. Uranus in Gemini, right? This is some new energy coming in. Uranus just stepped into Gemini. Okay, so this is new, fresh energy. And so with this energy, you can expect surprises, especially in communications, like technology, travel, and even the way that you're thinking, like your thought process, right? With this energy, a thought that you may have originally rejected might come back and it just brings a whole new thought, whole new concept for you. So, with this energy, you get like random ideas or just inspiration out of nowhere because Uranus is that out of nowhere sudden type of situation. And in Gemini, it's thoughts, communications, all of that, right? So Uranus definitely is sparking your mind. So don't negate or don't downplay your thought process, especially like stuff that just comes out the blue, right? So keep your mind open and be open to any sorts of any new ideas, new errors. This is how we grow. This is how we connect. This is how we learn. This is how we share things with people. All right, who we got next? We got Neptune, and Neptune's in Pisces as well. It is also, we got a lot of energy here because Neptune is in 29 degrees. 29 degrees is a very intense degree, right? And so Neptune has been in Pisces for a very long time, so it's finishing out, which is it finishes up like a dream cycle, right? And that's probably why my dreams have been like Because, there's some times where you just have dreams and you don't really remember them, and then you have dreams that you kind of remember the essence of them. And then sometimes your dreams just, yeah. This right here, it brings your dreams vivid. It's like you're watching a movie, right? And so, with it being in a 29th degree, dreams after it goes into Aries, it will probably switch a little bit, as well as Neptune and Pisces. It's like bringing an end to a dream cycle, right? So if the dreams that you've had, and this is like your waking dreams, right? The dreams that you have had are not working. It's time to pivot. It's time to pivot, right? Or if you've had this dream in waking hours, had this dream, it's time to bring it to fruition. If that makes sense to do so, right? So it's time. It's you're at the end of this dream cycle to bring it from a dream to reality. Okay. And also with this energy, we're being asked to wake up from any illusions, right? Neptune, Pisces, right? To trust our intuition. And we also want to seek the truth through compassion, right? So we have to be mindful of our spirituality, right? And trust the energy that we feel. Now, some of y'all might be realizing who's real and who's just vibing off your energy, right? Because you might feel like someone's just like a vampire, energy vampire, right? So don't be afraid to trust what you feel and not what you see. This is the time that you, especially at this 29th degree, listen to your instinct. Listen to your instinct. Because Neptune is ruled by Pisces. This is a very strong energy, and it's in this 29th degree. So intuition is going to be on. Don't allow seeing things how you want to see them as opposed to how they really are throw you off. Listen to your intuition, right? And don't forget to tap into your creative side as well. All right, let's see what else we got. Pluto in Aquarius. Now I spoke about Aquarius energy earlier, right? And we know that Pluto brings transformation. So going back to the humanity, the fight for humanity and justice, what have you. So we see now with all of the riots, with all of the protests and stand up for, there is a transformation of what things were as to what they're about to be. We are about to step into, if we haven't already, which energy flows, right? So it continuously moves. The world that we knew yesterday is gone. And we're moving into something else. Pluto in Aquarius, there's no other option for that. And so people that kind of, like, I listen to a lot of YouTube people, and a lot of people are stuck in like the slavery. They're afraid that they're going to be back on a plantation, and they're living in that thought process. When in actuality, if slavery was to happen again, it's not going to look like what it did before. And I don't believe that it will. I mean, some people say slavery is just having to go to work. So there's many layers to that. But the world that we lived in yesterday was different than the world we're going to live in tomorrow. So each day is going to be like a new beginning and ending from the old world. So going back 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years is really not going to do anything for what we're about to embark upon. I remember maybe like 5 years ago, they were all talking about moving into the 5D, and they had said that everybody is not going to go. And you know, you can see that now. And that is many layers as well. You have people that's stuck in a time. Some of these people haven't even lived in the time that they're stuck in. And with this Aquarius, which is moving super fast, and we have Pluto, because Pluto is in places where I think like 20 something years, this transformation is happening. It's just looking different. It's looking totally different than what we came from. So, like I said, Pluto is a planet of transformation, and it is just the beginning of a long journey through Aquarius, right? This is the collective awakening, right? This is an awakening energy. And what you also see, if you're depending on where you're at as far as like information wise, with black people or quote unquote black people, a lot of the melanated people who were called black are now recognizing, because the governments and the powers that be have told us that we were African American. Well, that information is even changing to where it's becoming more uh, out there. The knowledge is becoming more known that most of the black people would even go through slavery. That we were already here. Our ancestors was already here. And I don't know how old you all are, but I remember my grandmother telling us that we were Blackfoot, and Cherokee. On my father's side, we are okay. Hold up. On my mother's side, Blackfoot, Cherokee. What I have found on my grandfather's side is that it was Chickasaw, one of them. And then on my father's mother's side, we're Choctaw. And so I'm not going to get into the whole political aspect of that whole thing, but there's transformation that's happening. There's an awakening that's happening, right? And with this Pluto in Aquarius, there is a breaking of the old systems, and it's pushing us to embrace our, our, uh, our authentic self, right? In community as vibing, love those who love you. There's not going to be no mass exodus. Everybody's not going to be all on one accord, because we're all on different levels of life, right? And what this energy is saying is that you don't have to fit in, just be real and be yourself. Again, with this Pluto and Aquarius, what you see is different variations of people that you've never ever seen before. Now they've been there, but you're seeing it now, and now people are able to be who they are, right? So if you been feeling like you've been emotionally driven, your intuition is kind of all over the place, that's the mix that we're in, right? Scorpio season wants transformation, Pisces moon wants healing, Mercury and Uranus is shaking up the communication, and then it's a Libra trying to keep us balanced and peace through it all. And it's a lot of energy going on, and that's the energy that's collective, right? That is not taking into consideration what our own personal astrology is saying, right? Because we have the collective astrology, and then we have our natal astrology. So that is the sum up of the current energy, right? So again, whether you're listening live or you're listening to the replay, let me know which placements do you resonate with most, right? Of all the signs that's out there. During this time, who's doing shadow work? Who's working on their healing? Who's working on love, focusing on love during this time, right? And what I want you to do, because we're about to take another love break, drop your zodiac sign in the chat. And if you know your big three, sun, moon, and rising, because we're going to talk about that as well. If you know your sun, moon, and rising, drop that in the chat as well. We're going to go and we'll take a love break. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. All right. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. I appreciate that. Now, next, we're going to go into Scorpio season. Now, you all know, like I mentioned before, I am a Scorpio, November 8th. And in my opinion, it's always Scorpio season, right? But really, honestly, Scorpio season isn't just for Scorpio, right? Sagittarius season isn't just for Sagittarius. Pisces season isn't just for Pisces. We are in a cycle, right? And each season brings us different energy that we tap into for our evolution, for our growth, our spiritual growth, our intuitive growth, for our highest good, right? And so what we need to do, especially those that are not, is just tap into that energy because it comes with an energy all of the time. Okay, so Scorpio season is started October 23rd through November 21st. Okay, and it is about emotional depth, truth, and rebirth, transformation, right? Getting rid of what no longer serves our greater good so we can make room for that does, right? And Scorpio energy doesn't mind killing off what is hindering because that's going to make room for something better. It's kind of like if you have a tree that's dead, right? Well, what you do is that you dig up that tree and you remove it so that you can plant another tree. Because things that are dead doesn't grow. So during Scorpio season, it is time to confront hidden desires, all right, power dynamics, and intimacy goals, right? We do know the Scorpios rule sex, right? It also encourages introspection, right? What are you ready to release or transform, whether in your life, in your job, in love, in whatever? Scorpio also teaches us that real love demands vulnerability and truth. So, if you are ready to level up during this Scorpio season, and again, whether you're listening live or in the repeat, type transform. Right? Start that energy. Speak that is not as though it was. Right? So, Scorpio vibe. The element is water, right? So during this time, water ritual should be considered. The mode is fixed, right? Steady, determined, loyal, and intense. The planet, you have Pluto for transformation and rebirth. You have Mars for desires and drive, right? So that is the energy that you want to focus on. And the theme is emotional healing, releasing control, intimacy, and it could be intimacy with yourself, learning who you are. Again, getting rid of ideas and traits and habits that don't bring you no good. Seeking truth, right? And shadow work. You're not ready for transformation and evolution. You haven't done your soul work, your shadow work. What do they call it? Dark nights of the soul work. And you're focusing on passion. What you're passionate about. Tap back into that. So I have some herbs and crystals for those who want to do rituals. Okay. So let me get notes here. All right. So mugwort, mugwort, right? That is a good herb for You can do this as a tea. You can do it as I said. You can do it put it in a spiritual bath. Right, and so mugwort opens up intuition and enhances dreams. Excuse me. Great for meditation and divination. It's perfect for connecting to the subconscious and past life healing. And you can drink it. Like I said, drink it, burn it, or put it in your tub before you go to sleep. So take a nice long spiritual bath or before journaling. And that will help you with your emotional relief. Okay. Damiana is an aphrodisiac and a heart opener, right? It aligns with Scorpio's central energy and it helps to relax emotional tension and boost passion. You want to use this in your love teas or burn during your self-love meditation. And that is more important than anything. Loving yourself and becoming comfortable with yourself before you open yourself up in a relationship, especially intimately. Because once you're whole and healed, then you'll be able to be open, whole, and healed for the next person. And then you're going to repel people. Well, let me say that you're going to attract people that are not healed, but your energy is going to also repel it. You're going to be repelled by them. All right. Also, we got rosemary. All right. Rosemary is for purification, protection. It clears energetic residue after emotional and shadow work. Right. So after you do your releasing, you do your all that. You can also put rosemary in your bath as well. You want to burn it, and that helps to burn away that energy. And anytime that you're doing like a sage, doing like a cleansing with the sage and with the rosemary, you do want to make sure that you have a window open so that negative energy can get out the window. All right, so like I said, burn or use this as a cleansing herb before, and I would say before, during, and after your ritual. Right? Hibiscus represents the feminine power and passion. It encourages opening up emotionally in love and creativity. Right? And so drew this tea for your sensual heart center meditation. So when you are focusing on your self-love, because again, everything is not about someone else. A lot of times we focus so much on everybody else or the person that we're with, we're not focusing on ourselves, right? So heal your heart, focus on your heart, give yourself the love that you want to have and the love that you want to give to someone else. Fill yourself up so that you can give it to other people. And it won't leave you at a deficit. Right. Next one is patchouli. Patchouli is grounding and it's a root chakra stabilizer. We know that Scorpio is the chakra is the root chakra. Patchouli balances the intensity of Scorpio's emotional depth, and it is good for your meditation or your attraction. So if you mix like the mugwort, hibiscus, and little rose petals, drink that before your meditation, and that'll help open your intuition up, and it helps to release again what no longer serves you. Now me, water sign, I'm always gonna say put all that in a bath. And like me, what I used to do is have all those leaves loose in the tub. You strain them out, of course, before you let the water out, but it looks like a soup. When you get in there, you put your salts in there, you put your essential oils in there, and you just soak and you meditate and you focus and you release. All right. Now, you can't have herbs without the crystals. All right. So, crystals for the Scorpio season, you want to do your black obsidian. All right. That's deep protection and shadow work. It absorbs negative energy and helps you face hidden truths, because what we want to pull out that what's hidden. Of course we do, because we're Scorpio and we're dealing with Scorpio energy. And once you are able to face the truth, then you're able to move on. Right? Malachite And that is a transformation stone. It breaks old emotional patterns and encourages rebirth, right? We're in the rebirth season, right? And it also, helps you with self-forgiveness because that is very, very important. We have to learn to forgive ourselves for all of the bullshit that we've done. And the malachite is good for heart healing work as well. You can hook that to your heart chakra. Garnet. Garnet is passion, courage, and grounding. It awakens sensuality while keeping you emotionally balanced. And you want to place this near your chakra during your love meditations as well. And you know what? When I do my spiritual baths, I put my crystals in my bath as well. And I know that there are some crystals that you can, if you have them polished, we call it finished stones. Most of them you can put in there. Most of them aren't in turn. Google to make sure that you can put them in water. Most of them you can. And put them in your in your tub. And as you focus on each individual crystal or meditation focus, hold that stone in the water, right? Because what you're doing is you're going to leave all that energy in that tub and you're going to release it when you let it go down the drain. Okay? Labradorite, it enhances intuition, psychic protection, and spiritual awakening. It helps Scorpio energy. It helps during the Scorpio season channel intuition without emotional overload, right? That helps you balance, right? And so you want to hold it on your third eye when you're doing your reflection work. All right, and then lastly, I got two more. Smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is grounding after your transformation release, right? It transmutes heavy energy into clarity, right? So it helps to bring that clarity. And also, how come I can't think of the word? You said I have it right there in my bathroom. Eucalyptus essential oils help with mental clarity. Okay. Where was I at? Of course. Okay. Grounding after transformation release, transmute heavy energy into clarity. Perfect for post meditation, calm, and peace. And then lastly, my favorite. I have a lot of crystals that are my favorite. The rose quartz, right? Rose quartz balances intensity with softness and compassion. It promotes forgiveness, healing, and open-hearted connection, right? And this is really good to do when you're doing your love meditations for self, or if you're at the place that you're doing your meditations to attract someone else, because I told y'all a million times, don't do meditations to attract a certain person. We do meditations to attract love so you can attract the right person. Because just because you want that person don't mean that that's the person that you're supposed to be with. And we'll get into that another time, right? So hold the rose quartz to your heart chakra when you're doing your love meditations or when you're doing your Venus work, which is for love and prosperity. And easy, like I said before, you can just sit in a chair, hold these crystals. You can be in the tub, soaking. You can put them in the tub. You can just hold them in your hands. You can lay down, like you can put them near your bed. And before you go to sleep, you can hold them. You do your meditations. I like to have incense. You can have like a little tea candle burning or a candle burning. If you plan to have music, let it have no words, just instrumental. Check into the solfeggio sounds and the hertz frequencies when you do your meditations. And just breathe in, release what you need to release, visualize what you need to visualize. And when you do your visualization rituals, you want to visualize it from the start to the beginning. When you're releasing something, you need to visualize that, and you visualize releasing whatever it is that you want to release. when you're transforming, transmuting, all of that. And also, you always want to drink plenty of water. If y'all hear scratching in the back, it's my turtle, so my apologies. But yeah, so just with meditation for you during this Scorpio season, transformation, rebirth, death of what no longer serves you, so that rebirth new can come about. So of course, it's always good to journal, and I'm always going to say go outside. I know it's getting cold; it's nice and chilly here, but I always will say if you can touch a tree, sit on the ground, you can get a blanket with your coat. I'm always going to recommend that. I'm always going to recommend a spiritual bath, right? And so, for some prompts, either meditation prompts, journal prompts, what have you, what you want to ask yourself during this season is, what truth am I ready to face within myself? Number 2, what does emotional rebirth look like for me? And that will be emotional and spiritual as well as physical. We can transform anything that we want. We just have to put the energy in the work. And number 3, what love pattern am I ready to transform? And one of the things for Scorpios is wanting to be in control. And during this season, this is a good time to focus on releasing that which you can't control. We can't control everything. And the things that we can't control, we need to let it go. We need to let it go, right? So, before we take our next love break, comment below what is your favorite crystal or herb you connect mostly with, right? And so, or you could just drop an emoji, do the herb, the little leaf emoji, or the diamond emoji, right? And so, we'll go ahead and do I think this is our last love break for the segment because we're almost done. We're almost done. This has been fun. So next, we're going to go into knowing ourselves, right? Because, like I said, we have to know ourselves before we can even offer ourselves to anyone else. And before that, we're going to love break. So make sure if you have not, hit the thumbs up button. It's going to give you a chance to subscribe. Comment below your zodiac sign or your big 3, sun, moon, and rising. And I'll be back in a moment. Alright. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. And if you have posted your zodiac sign below, thank you for that. All right, next. Learning who we are. right? Because Taji astrology focuses on love, but not just love of loving somebody else, but loving yourself, knowing yourself, right? And so clearly, I am for astrology, right? And I think that everybody needs to not only have their chart pulled and read and analyzed, but also whoever they're in a relationship with, as well as who they plan on, they have interest in. That is very, very important, right? Very, very important because astrology is more than just like your sun sign. Like I'm a Scorpio, you all may be whatever zodiac sign. That is your sun sign, right? We are everything within our chart, within our natal chart. We have a little bit of everything, right? And our natal chart is our blueprint, our snapshot of who we are. Now, are we tied to the energies and their influences? Well, we can always have the power to change and make ourselves better or not give into an energy that might be influential. We always have that. But that snapshot is going to give us an idea of the energy that is surrounding us and why we do what we do, right? And so with that, like I said, okay, so when you're born, the day you're born, the time you're born, and the location you're born, the planets are like a snapshot of their placements, and their placements have aspects. Those aspects influence who you are, who you can become, who you may become, who you've been, right? And the natal chart tells just everything about you in every aspect of your life. And so that is a lot of energy in and of itself, right? So you have your natal birth, and then, like I mentioned before, you have the collective energy of because that snapshot shows your placements in place, but the planets and stuff still kept moving, and that's what the collective energy is. And then when you add in another person who has that exact same energy, they have their own natal energy. And so trying to mesh your natal energy with their natal energy under the umbrella of the collective energy, that's a lot of energy. That is a lot of aspects, a lot of squares and trines and oppositions and all of that. So it's very important, if nothing else, just for the awareness, right? So it's very important. Earlier I said, do you know your big three, your sun, moon, and rising, right? And that is kind of like your core trio, but that's still not who you are. The sun is your identity, your purpose, your ego, right? The moon is your emotions and your inner world, how you love, how you want to be loved, how you express your love, you express your emotion, and how you translate all of that. Your rising is how others see you, right? Your outer vibe, how do you present yourself? And so that, in mixture of the rest of your chart, is important to learning who you are, how you love, how you react, and who and what you attract. All of that needs to be under consideration. So if you haven't already, like I said before, drop your sun, moon, and rising in the chat if you know what it is, right? Mine is Scorpio sun, Leo moon, Cancer rising. And I really, I am embracing my Cancer rising because I really see Cancers as crybaby. But especially earlier on, I was a bit crybaby because I was spoiled. So, I mean, it's true facts. All right. Now, outside of the sun, the moon, and the rising, you have your uh, your let's see, your second heavy hitter, right? And things that need to be considered when you are seeking love. Again, like I said, I don't recommend getting into any relationship without looking at the chart to see if you're compatible. Because at the end of the day, some energies are favorable, some energies are not. Some energies are positive, some energies are not. And when you're mixing and meshing two natal charts together, also known as two people in relationships together, wouldn't it make sense to know if you all are compatible? And if there are some if you're I can't even say the word. If you're incompatible, and you can see those, then that doesn't mean, well, now you got to break up, but you'll know how to handle the fact that that area is not compatible. Okay? And so I think we all know the five languages of love. Right? That is important to know as well in your journey. And to knowing self and to being ready for your partner, whether your partner's coming or you already have your partner. So, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, physical touch, right? And I think what people don't understand is that you can't just love someone how you want to love them. You have to love them how they want to be loved. So, for instance, if how how you want to be shown love is that you need words of affirmation. Say that you're a Leo, right? And you love when your partner tells you how great you are, how great you love, how amazing you are, and so you figure you like that. It makes you feel good, but then you get involved with a Capricorn. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna mute it because the fire truck is coming. It was crazy. It was an actual fire across the street. What was it, yesterday? I think it was day before yesterday. No, I think it was yesterday. We had like about 4 tankers out there. It was crazy. The firemen actually got on the little the ladder, and it was interesting to see. I think they got it out before it burned down it didn't burn down to the ground, so I think they got it under control before it did, it took the whole house out. But okay, anyway. So say you're a Libra or Leo, and like I said, you love all this admiration, right? And affirmation, you're the greatest. And so you love that. So you thinking that you love that, but then you get involved with a Capricorn. And a Capricorn ain't really a warm and fuzzy type of person. Capricorn, how you show them that you love them is through being solid, being grounded, making sure the bills don't get cut off. That they have a solid foundation. And so you're telling your Capricorn, oh, you're just a great person, but you're not taking care of business. There's going to be a clash there. So it's very, very, very important, right? Or say, for instance, you are like say a Scorpio. You like physical touch. You like to be, or you can't say this. There's other. When I say just the one zodiac sign, it's just an example. But say you like to be touched, you like to be all up under your person, and you like to cuddle, you like to do this, and you like to do that, right? But your person, they might want you to give them gifts. How you show them love is that you buy them what they want to be bought. They don't mind being up under you, but can you come off a little of that bread that you love? So that is very, very, very important. You can't just love your person how you want to be loved and receive love. You have to know their love language and each sign has their own particular love language. Now, if you have it, go to my playlist because I have the zodiac compatibility check. Now that is a quick little blurb. It's not the end all be all, but that'll give kind of an example of how the zodiac signs are compatible. And again, it's not just their sun sign, it's their Venus sign, their moon sign, their Mars sign. How do they handle uh, disagreements? Their Mercury sign, how do they communicate? So everything has to be into consideration, not just the sun sign, but it's so layered. It's almost impossible to hit everything. So I'm just doing it a little bit at a time. Sun sign compatibilities, but you also want to take into consideration their sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus. All right. So, like I said, you need to know your person, know their love language, know why they respond, how they respond. Right? No, you have to know that. So again, Venus is how you love and what makes you feel valued. Mars is how you pursue, how you express your passion and actions that you take and how you show desire. And that's going to depend on that placement. If you got Mars and Aries, they're going to be very impulsive and passionate. But if you have Mars and Capricorn, they might be really focused on being dependable, or they might be too much. They might be that workaholic, or they're going to show their love through their actions. And in Mercury is how you communicate, how you connect with a person mentally, right? All those things need to be taken into consideration. So Venus and Leo, they need that admiration and those grand gestures. Again, while the Capricorn, they're going to require the stability and the solid foundation. If you got, like, say, Mercury and Gemini, they're going to be flirty talkers and they're going to love the intellectual banter. But Mercury and Aquarius, they may think way outside the box, where you may think they're, weirdos. So it really depends, and you need to know that. You need to know that about yourself, as well as who you're going to be in partnerships with. All right. So let's see. Make sure I got all of my notes. All right. So where are we at? We're at 1 hour and 17 minutes. All right. Well, okay. So I was going to do free little mini reading, right? But I think, because I really want to kind of keep this under an hour, we're at 1 hour and 17. So what I would want you to do is, if you want a free reading, and this is like a compatibility check, so what I will do, I will look at your placements to see what type of a partner would be good for you, right? So that's not saying that nobody is going to be compatible with you outside of those signs. To say, okay, if you see someone who's not on there, no, I ain't fooling with you. Now, there are some signs that I will not fool with because there is just a clash. That's just is what it is. But it'll give you an idea of who you are most compatible with. But I also believe that with clear and transparent communication, honest communication, then you can be compatible with just about anyone. Just about anyone at all. So what I want you to do is to email me at tajiastrology@gmail.com. All right, it is on my little cover here in the middle, tajiastrology@gmail.com, and give me your date of birth. Of course, your name. It should be an email. Date of birth, location of birth, and time of birth. If you have it, that would be really good if you do. If you don't, with this particular reading, I can still give you your compatibility. And I will, I will email you. Either I'll email you or I'll do another live. You can just get the reading from the live. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so email me that information. And also, again, if you want to be on the mailing list, so once I launch the site again or relaunch the site, you all will be the first to know. Get that going. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for listening live as well as those who are listening on the replay. I do encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I do go live. Right now, I'm still kind of figuring out my schedule, so I'm not really certain. I can't commit to an actual schedule at this particular point, so that's why you need to hit the notification bell. Also, stay tuned. I will be doing my next round of the Zodiac compatibility check, as well as focusing on the Sagittarius while in love, right? So, I'll put up a poll in the comment in the chat. What topic would you like me to discuss next in the next slide, right? So, red flags in the birth chart, how to recognize them, how to navigate through them, your Venus placements and what it looks like in love, or love rituals based on your Venus sign. All right. So that's all that I have for you today. I do appreciate you all for tuning in and listening to me. And until next time, I'll see you in the next salute.